Mic check.
You are listening to a few bro dudes that will make you laugh, cry, or both. The Vanilla Gorilla and Dropkick Mike try to be funny, but let's be honest. They need to try harder.
What's going on, boys and girls? We've got Kyd Knarly on the show today. Hip hop. We're always hipping and hopping around here.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
In the world of hip hop, it's always evolving. We're always looking for the new up and coming artist. Who's the next badass that's going to come and just wreck our world, man? Who's it going to be? Well, this could very well be the guy. This could be him.
So we got Kyd Knarly, and we got Vanilla Gorilla here. We got
Dropkick Mike.
Yeah, doing our thing like we always do. Finally, I have you back in the studio.
I know, man. It's been a pain in the ass. I mean, you get these calls late at night. They're like, "Hey, we can do a podcast right now with this guy," and I'm all the way across town, and I'm in bed by fucking 8:00. So what am I gonna do? Drive over here? No, man. You handle it. Kill it, Gorilla. Kill it.
You're not that old, dude.
I feel old though. Man.
You're old as fuck, actually.
I'm not a kid anymore. But guess who is? Kyd Knarly. Kyd Knarly's on the line. What's going on, buddy?
What's up?
Caught you in the middle of a drink, didn't I?
Nah, man.
Talk to us, man. Welcome to the world of big time. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Are you starting to feel it yet? Are you starting to kind of like get overwhelmed with the notion of coming up and being one of the big names in hip hop?
No, I can't even say I feel anything. No, I still feel me. It's like I still feel normal. It's for me. I always.
So Kyd Knarly just dropped his first single, right on
October 11th.
October 11th, right? Enough to Drink.
You got me better now?
Yeah, man, that's totally better. Can you hear me better now?
All right, that's good. It's still kind of the same for you. I can hear the dude that just laughed way clearer than I can hear you.
Yeah, he's got that voice, man. He always turns me down. That's what happens. It's his way of being the guy on the show.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So tell us about your new single that just came out on the 11th. What's the motivation? Where are you coming from on that one?
Enough to Drink. Well, I just wanted to first about it. Inspiration wise, I know you guys know Blink 182.
Yeah.
So I was listening to a song called Miss You, and it kind of goes like, don't waste your time on me. So I was listening to that song for like a week straight. I love that song. So then when I actually started writing Enough to Drink, I don't know, it was kind of like me just showing my versatility. You know what I mean? And I definitely thought of Blink 182 in that era of like rock, and I don't know. And that's what gave me the inspiration behind it. As far as saying, that's just off the hook though. Because when I actually flew out to LA to record the song and do the verses, I had no verse. It was actually my engineer, Alien, that said, bro, that's a record. And I sat there, about 20 minutes come by, did the 2 verses, went in the booth, knocked it out. We're sitting there listening to it, and Ghost Cason said, man, I love this, dude. Like, this is a good song. And voila, now we have Enough to Drink.
Well, tell us about the process between going you're from Ohio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So tell us the process of coming from there and going all the way to LA, Hollywood.
Yo. Not to even interrupt you, man. Okay, so when you want to talk about just sheer, like there's too much to talk about the difference. Like, the best is the energy level. You know what I mean? Like, even being in the airplane, I've never flew in a plane that long. That was the worst part, is the plane ride. But aside from the plane ride, even it's like as soon as you look out those plane windows and you see like the plateaus coming where I'm coming from, all you see is trees. There's no mountains here. You know what I mean? So I'm looking down at this plane, and it's like, oh shit, I can feel that LA energy, that vibe. And it's just something about LA. Like, everybody there has a mission, is trying to accomplish something. They want to see you succeed, or they want to help you succeed because that helps them succeed. And coming from Ohio, man, we're like the crab in the bucket state. No crab wants to see another crab get out the bucket. You know what I mean? So going from something so small and compact to something really huge, you can do something, man, the energy level is ridiculous. Like, most of the time when you leave, you get homesick. No, when you leave LA, dude, you get LA sick.
Nice. So you talked a little bit about Blink 182 being kind of an inspiration for your single. what kind of music genres? Talk to us about how you came up, man. What was your musical influences? What made you want to be a musician? And what were the steps that you took to get where you're at right now?
Okay, so we'll start from like ground zero on that one. Crazy part is, if you would have asked me 10 years, 12 years ago, you know what I'm saying? I would have never thought I would really be an artist. I was a professional video gamer from Call of Duty. But it makes sense to me why I became a music artist now that I look back at my childhood, because I was the kid that was trying to steal every battery in the house to put in a CD player to listen to any CD I could get my hands on. So as I got older, I started hanging out with some friends, and my one dude, Alex, he was like, bro, your voice will be raw rapping. And he put on, I'll never forget it, he put on Lil Wayne, the Canon instrumental. And I said my first little rhymes. And ever since that day, I always wrote music as just like a passion. It was something personal for me. It was kind of like my escape. But then I started sharing it more, got into rap groups. And then even afforded my own studio at one point in time that I sold and started pumping out records. And got loaned locally for music. And then up until this point, it's kind of like unreal to believe, to be honest, because one day I woke up and pretty much my life changed. One of my best friends, he's been a supporter of me for years. He called me, said, bro, call me. Well, he texted me and said, bro, call me right now. So I called him, and he said, come over. So I went over his house, and he had linked me up with my manager, August King. And August is telling me who he is and things that could happen. And like I've told you previously, I'm more of like, I got to see it to believe it. So we got off the phone, and not even 10 minutes goes by, and this man starts sending me a portfolio of things that he's done and artists that he's worked with. And then up until that point, he's got me to L.A., got me to do my first album, and now Enough to Drink is streaming, so those are the steps that I personally took. To me, it was never even like, I just had to keep perfecting my craft. It was never how was it going to happen. But what I believe in, it was like when it was going to happen. I just believed in myself, and the people that were around me believed in me too, so.
That's good. That's good energy, man. Did you start off liking hip hop? I mean, when you were, young and not even thinking about becoming an artist yet, like when you're sitting there playing your Call of Duty, what kind of jams were you listening to? What bands were you listening to? Or what influences did you have other than Blink-182?
Inspiration-wise, like, man, the list goes on, like Ozzy Osbourne. I love Black Sabbath. I love Temptations. I love Luther Vandross. I love Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa. Like, to me, it's like, if I was to give you a list of artists, we could sit here and talk about artists all night. As far as what inspires me, all genres of music. You know what I mean? If I like the sound, I just like it, and I end up falling in love with it. But big ones for me, definitely like R&B side, I got to give it up to, man, I definitely got to give it to like Temptations. I love, I don't know why I can't think of their name right now. May, Bobby Brown. Come on, I can't think of it.
Well, you're naming some names that don't sound like they're coming from like your musical depth is pretty. It's mature. Like, how old are you?
Yeah. Me, I'm only 23.
Okay, so you had.
Told me, I swear.
Yeah. Okay. So, was your mom cleaning the house, listening to the Temptations, putting on some R&B?
Every Sunday. Every Sunday, I grew up listening to 93.1. Became my grandmother. When I think of my mother, she is that definition of just a strong, independent Black woman. You know what I mean? She's had her own battles. She's fought through those battles, and definitely installed that old soul into me to the point I can't even. If you're an older person to me, I say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and no, sir, no, sir. My household, we weren't allowed to I was never allowed to tell my mother no. She'd look at me like, what'd you say? It was no, ma'am. So definitely, I grew up listening to all types of music. Like I said, any CD I can get my hands on to. My sister, she was a Backstreet Boys fan. She loved Backstreet Boys, and what was the rival group?
New Kids on the Block?
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Dude, my sister loved it. You know what I mean? Bro, I would even listen to them. I didn't give a fuck what it was. Excuse my language. I didn't care what. If it was a CD and I could play it, my first Young Jeezy album, I can't even remember what it was called. I didn't even know half the stuff he was talking about. I can tell you what the album cover looked like. It was all black with a snowman on it. It looked like an iced out chain. You know what I'm saying? Moment of Silence. When I first heard the song Moment of Silence by Nas and Quan, and I could recite every word from it, like stuff 50 Cent's first album, like just anything I can get my hands on. Chingy, man, it was ridiculous.
So you're a music lover then. You're a lover of all types of music, and you can kind of see that. Yeah, in this single, I mean, you do a little bit of singing and rapping in your music, don't you?
Yeah, okay, so weird. As far as the singing side, that's new. If you go listen to I just started out hip hop. Like everything that I'm doing in my music now, honestly, I can tell you, like, I don't even feel like I'm not it. Like there's a prime, you know what I'm saying? There's a prime in an artist's life. I don't feel like I'm nowhere near my prime. I don't even know what my prime looks like yet because I'm still learning more stuff about my music, melodies and singing and just even being in this type of professionalism in a studio and having this team. Dude, I haven't even done this for a year yet. You know what I mean? Imagine what it's going to be like once I can really expand more and have, like, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you're up and coming, so that's good, man. This is the time to absorb everything and kind of watch your back, and thank God for good management. So you just recently went to Hollywood, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Just now, like I said, first time ever being in Hollywood, first time ever being in a studio that professional, being around people that have achieved accolades that you wish you could work with. You know what I mean? When you're surrounded by people like that and a group of guys and to be in the studio of that statue, like, magic happens. And that's just the first time. That was 7 days. You know what I mean? I got to do this in 7 days. So
drop some names, man. Don't be afraid to drop names. You can talk about some of these people that you got to work with. Go ahead.
Yeah, like Ghost. Ghost Kaysen, dude's a musical genius. I think I don't want to say his name wrong. Seven Aurelius, if I'm correct. One of his best friends. He's done stuff for all of Murder Inc., Ja Rule. He did Thug's Mansion for Tupac and Anthony Hamilton. You know what I mean? So that guy's ear for music is on a whole different level because he's achieved higher levels of music. So when I have this man telling me things, you know what I'm saying, and he genuinely means that, like, yo, I've never worked with somebody, you know, like that just goes to, like, that motivates you. That only makes me hungrier. Like I said, that was only one time. I got to record an album in 7 days, you know, just off of our vibes, you know. Then I can't really sound much about Alien, my engineer, but that dude is a genius himself too. Man, he's Jason Derulo. Don't be mad at me, Alien, if you hear this, but and what's even crazier is he can engineer his ass off. He can engineer his ass off. We had a blast in that studio. It was a blast.
Jason Derulo. All right, so let's go ahead and just get into it. We're going to play your song Enough to Drink right now. It's Kyd Knarly. Make sure you guys are listening. Yep. Here we go.
Enough to drink, who's gonna take me home? A drummer can't tell lies, the truth is always known. I loved her more than me, one thing I'd reaped and sowed. Emotions bottled up, I had to let them go. I've had enough to drink, who's gonna take me home? A drummer can't tell lies, the truth is always known. I loved her more than me, one thing I'd reaped and sowed. Emotions bottled up, I had to let them go. My sorrows, baby, I know you hate me lately, but I've been thinking maybe we give it one more try. We feel so separated, that thought can drive me crazy without you in my life. I swear I'll surely die. You left me traumatized, you overanalyze when anything goes wrong. You say the fault is mine. I love your imperfections, your bad deeds and your aggression. I'll need you here forever, please never leave my side. I know you're all I need. Never needed me, you went your separate ways, but time still stood for me. I loved you more than me, one thing we'll always know, emotions bottled up, I had to let them go. I've had enough to drink, who's gonna take me home? A drummer can't tell lies, the truth is always known. I loved her more than me, one thing I reaped and sowed. Emotions bottled up, I had to let them go. I've had enough to drink, who's gonna take me home? A drummer can't tell lies, the truth is always known. I loved her more than me, one thing I breathed and sowed. Emotions bottled up, I had to let them go. I guess I'm moving on without you spark from
There it is, baby. We don't want to give him the whole thing. We gotta tease him just a little bit, kid.
Nah, let's go, man. Thanks.
So tell everybody where they can find your single, where they can go to it to hear the whole thing. Now that we got them all wrapped up, where do they go to find you?
Any major streaming platform, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora, any major streaming platform. You can type in Kyd Knarly, type in Enough to Drink, and voila, you'll see me.
So what's next for you? I mean, what do you got coming up? What can we expect from you?
Next, well, like I said, we got to record a whole album, so we still got the whole album to look forward to. In between the album, me and my team have plans on me dropping a mixtape. So hopefully within the next month or two, we'll have a mixtape out, following with some hopefully more music videos and probably a couple more singles off the album to help push the album with the mixtape. And then we're gonna have the release of the album. So we'll have a lot of content coming out for you guys. A lot. This isn't even scraping the tip of the iceberg.
Well, good, man. I wish you all the best. When are you coming to Colorado?
Man, hopefully soon. Hey, man, I would love to come out there, man. I don't even know if I could say that on the phone, but you guys are pro buck, man. I'm trying to come out.
No, if you decide to come out here, man, definitely we'll have that ready for you, and you're gonna have to come to the studio and sit with us live.
Hell yeah, bro. That's
Yeah, it might be the slowest podcast ever.
But none of us are going to give a fuck.
I promise you. Entertaining one.
So give a few shout outs to anybody you want to give a shout out to, man, and then let everybody know where to find you on your Facebook, your Instagram. How do you spell Kyd Knarly? All that good stuff, man. Put it out there.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my team, my manager, Arvis King, my homie Ghost, my man Alien, my dude James, Nate, Farmer, the whole team. And then I also want to give a special shout out to all the people that's always believed in me. My brother Tyron, my brother Skyler, my bro Ron, any person that's really truly a part of the Gnarly Gang family, people that have been here from the jump. And then where you can find me at is all social medias, and we're going to make this easy for you. Kyd Knarly, KYD space KNARLY on all social medias. Just
real quick, does anybody ever call you Kyd Knarly? Because my last name is Knapp, and they do that shit to me all the time. they say Knapp, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Where does it come from? Nah, hey, it's really weird that you asked me that, because I call for abbreviation sometimes, when me and my friends, play around, we're like, Knarly, because it kind of sounds like Kid and Gnarly at once, just saying Knarly. We call me that more than anybody else does. That's
crazy. All right, man. Well, hey, we appreciate your time, and one of these days we got to make our way up there. Maybe if your awesome manager will foot for a bill to,
because we're broke motherfuckers. That's why, kid.
Two plane tickets to Hollywood. What was that?
You, man. I said, no, man. I got to come to you. Remember?
Oh yeah. You got to get out here because it's green out here.
I got to get out there.
I tell you what, man, we don't even think, out here in Colorado, we don't even think about that anymore. It's like I forget that other places aren't allowed to do that shit, because we can just
normal.
I can just walk out my front door and wave to the neighbors and smoke a bowl or fucking whatever. So,
and you do.
I do, and I forget that people can't do that everywhere. So
lucky.
Yeah, I'm all right, Kyd Knarly, man. Thank you so much for your time, dude. We're looking for you everywhere. Okay, so come up, do us right, and keep plugging, man. Keep plugging.